Time now for the economic week ahead. We're joined by Owen Nkomo, who's the Chief Executive of Inkunzi Wealth Group. Owen, thank you so much for joining us on an early morning to unpack what we can look forward to in the week. But before we do, I need to reflect on inflation data that came through last week. Came in higher than core inflation, and I'm talking about food inflation here, that came in at 6.6%. And of course, there are some risks that are going to be having an impact on inflation. I'm talking here about the price of oil, the volatility of the local unit. Your thoughts on that data and really what consumers can look forward to?
Yes, the inflation numbers came through last week, and we're looking for a print of 5.1% overall. But it came in at 5% year on year. Food continues to be a very big problem in the numbers. The price of energy continues to be a big problem as well. And I do believe that until we can sort out our energy issues internally, not withholding the very high price of fuel coming from overseas, given the oil price that's trading at above $95 per barrel, I do believe that we can anticipate that, the forthcoming inflation numbers, food numbers, energy numbers in terms of pricing are going to continue to go up. That paints a picture which was almost anticipated by the governor of the Reserve Bank, and Dr. Khanyago, who said that if this is the case, we might sooner than later get a 25 basis point increase in the interest rates in the country, and it's obviously going to affect the men in the street.
I mean, that's a very bleak outlook for the South African consumer, who obviously be forking out a little bit more for a basic basket of goods. And let's bring this week into that particular conversation. Producer price inflation set to come out this week as well. I think it's coming out on Thursday. That also showing a steady increase in producing prices over the last few periods.
Yes, indeed. PPI is forecast to come through at 7.3%. And PPI, for those sitting at home that don't understand what that is the price of inflation, which is forecast on the people that are producing the stuff and putting them into the shelves where we ultimately buy. So these two indicators are relatively, related. So PPI, when it goes up, sometimes it does indicate that we could see inflation numbers as we know them, the CPI numbers coming through higher as well than expected, and sitting at 7.3%, we can certainly say that the impact again of energy prices is being priced in there into the PPI numbers. So hopefully it doesn't go higher than 7.3% that we're looking at, but I'm certainly positive that we will start to see more uptick in the components that are used to produce stuff, particularly because of a very weak currency. Yes, the rand is trying to come back, sitting at 14.50, but it's coming from above 15 in the past few months, which I think that will buy more inflation for the producers.
Yeah. We don't have much time left, Owen, but I'm just continuing with the bad news because Anheuser-Busch Inbev is going to be releasing their third quarter results, and they're indicating that they're going to be increasing the price of the products that they produce, and that's in line with other producers. So once again, consumers are not only paying more for food, but also their favorite beverages.
Look, at least these consumers are worrying about something that they want, not need. So I think they'll be fine. So look, the numbers, though, I do anticipate that they'll be affected by, obviously, the COVID environment. Every company is trying to see how they can adjust their pricing metrics to benefit themselves in the bottom line. But the weaker currency should help for the Inbev shareholders. But let's see what happens when the numbers come through, Rafiwa.